Hello friends, I welcome you all to GIPL Technical Series. I am Kisan Vegad and I am working with GIPL as a graduate engineer trainee. Today we are going to provide information further in SQL Basic, covering topics of constraint, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key and check. So stay connected with us till the end to know full details. Before we start our topic, I would like to give some information about GIPL. GIPL is a government organization. GIPL provides IT and IT-enabled services to different government organizations. We provide informative videos about government software and latest technology tutorials. To get latest videos, please press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. Now let's start our topic. So let's continue with database basic. We shall now talk about SQL constraints. These are used to specify rules for data in a table. Now let's see SQL creates constraints. Constraints can be specified when the table is created with the create table statement or after the table is created with the alter table statement. So its syntax will be something like this. Create table, table name, column 1 data type constraint, column 2 data type constraint, column 3 data type constraint, and so on. As I said earlier, SQL constraints are used to specify rules for the data in a table. Constraints are used to limit the type of data that can go into a table. This ensures the accuracy and reliability of the data in the table. If there is any violation between the constraint and the data action, the action is aborted. Constraints can be column level or table level. Column level constraints apply to a column and table level constraints apply to the whole table. So the following constraints are commonly used in SQL. Not null, unique, primary key, foreign key and check. Not null. This ensures that a column cannot have a null value. Unique. In the same way, unique constraints ensure that all values in a column are different. Now we define a primary key. We say it is a combination of not null and unique. Hence uniquely identify each rows in a table. Similarly, foreign key. Foreign key uniquely identifies a row or record in another table. The check. Check constraints ensure that all values in a column satisfy a specific condition. And there are others like default, index and not null. Default, which sets a default value for a column when no value is specified. Index, which is used to create and retrieve data from the database very fast. Not null. By default, a column can hold null values. The not null constraints enforces a column to not accept null values. This enforces a field to always contain a value, which means that you cannot insert a new record or update a record without adding a value to this field. Now let's look upon this with an example. To make sure that the ID, last name and first name columns will not accept null values when the person table is created, we shall write create table, table name, column name, data type and constraint not null. Last name, data type, constraint not null. First name, data type, constraint not null. And age and data type integer. And when we execute the command, it gets successfully executed and creates a table. Now if we want to alter the age column to again have null values, we can write alter table, table name, person, alter column, column name, age, data type integer and null. Now we execute this statement. It gets successfully executed. The next constraint we can look upon is the SQL unique constraint. The unique constraint ensures that all values in a column are different. Both the unique and primary key constraint provide a guarantee for uniqueness for a column or set of columns. A primary key constraint automatically has a unique constraint. However, you can have many unique constraints per table, but only one primary key constraint per table. So this is the basic difference between unique and primary key. Let's see an example of multiple columns having unique constraint. At first, we shall drop the existing table by drop table person, and then we create a table with the name of person. As you can see, we define a constraint with the name of UC person. And when we execute the command, it gets successfully executed and creates a table. To drop a unique constraint, we use the following SQL statement: alter table name, drop constraint name, and we execute the command. In SQL, we delete all types of constraint in this manner only. Now let's look upon the SQL primary key constraint. The primary key constraint uniquely identify each record in a table. Primary key must contain unique values and cannot contain null values, as we discussed earlier. A table can have only one primary key, and in the table this primary key can consist of single or multiple columns or fields. And let's see a SQL statement that creates a primary key on the ID column when the person table is created. Create table person, and when we execute this command, it gets successfully executed and creates a table. To allow naming of a primary key constraint and defining a primary key constraint on multiple columns, use this SQL syntax: create table name, and as you can see, we define a constraint with the name of pk person. And when we execute the command, it gets successfully executed and creates a table. Please note, in this example, there is a one primary key pk person. However, the value of the primary key is made up two columns, ID plus last name. Please note that if you use the alter table statement to add a primary key, the primary key columns must already have been declared to not contain null values when the table was first time created. Now let's look upon the SQL foreign key constraint. A foreign key is a key used to link two tables together. A foreign key is a field or collection of fields in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. The table containing the foreign key is called the child table, and the table containing the candidate key is called the reference or parent table. Now let's look upon the example. We create two tables, persons and orders, and when we execute the command, it gets successfully executed and creates a tables. Let's look at the two tables. In person table, we shall write select star from person, and orders table select star from orders, and we execute the statement. Notice that the person ID columns in order table points to the person ID columns in the person table. The person ID column in the person table is the primary key in the person table. The person ID column in the orders table is a foreign key in the orders table. Foreign key constraint is used to prevent action that would destroy links between tables. The foreign key constraint also prevents invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column because it has to be one of the values contained in the table it points to. To allow naming of foreign key constraint and for defining a foreign key constraint on multiple columns, use this SQL command. Let's drop and create this order table again to be clear. Drop tables order. And we create a table with the name of orders, which includes order ID, order number, person ID. Order ID is a primary key, and as you can see, we define a constraint with the name of fk person order, and we define a reference of person table. And when we execute the command, it gets successfully executed and creates a table. Now let's cover the topic SQL check constraint. The check constraint is used to limit the value range that can be placed in a column. If you define a check constraint on a single column, it allows only certain values for this column. If you define a check constraint on a table, it can limit the values in certain columns based on the values in other columns in the row. Let's see with an example. In this example, check constraint on the age column when the person table is created. The check constraint ensures that the age of a person must be 18 or older. First we drop the table person now, and then we create a table with the name of person, and we execute this statement. It gets successfully executed and creates a table. The SQL check constraint can also be used with alter table. To create a check constraint on the age column where the table is already created, use this SQL command: alter table name person, add check age greater than or equal to 21. Now we execute this statement. Now let's see what happens when a constraints get violated. Suppose here I insert into person. And now we execute this statement. As you can see, this kind of error will be raised on any constraints getting violated. Today we have covered following topics in SQL Basic: constant, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key and check. Hope all this information was helpful to you. Thank you for watching. For any IT and IT enabled services, you can contact GIPL with details shown on the screen. If you like our video, please click like button and share with your friends and family. We will meet you in our next video. Till then, stay safe, stay home and take care yourself.